Pinaalalahanan naman ni Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte ang mga bagong nanumpang opisyal ng pamahalaan na maging tapat sa paglilingkod sa taong bayan. Idinagdag pa ng Pangulo na inaasahan niya magiging katuwang niya mga ito sa paglaban sa korupsyon. Hinikayat niya rin ang publiko na isumbong sa 8888 hotline ang anumang katiwalian sa pamahalaan. May report si Rocky Ignacio.
Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ang mga bagong opisyal ng pamahalaan na gawin ang nararapat na paglilingkod sa taong bayan. Sinabi ito ng Pangulo sa mass oath-taking sa Malacanang, kabilang na 13 na italaga sa MTRCB kasama ang dating chairman nito na si Maria Conceliza Laguardia bilang member.
Thank you for joining the government service again.
Dagdag pa ng Pangulo, zero tolerance siya sa korupsyon kaya inaasahan niyang magiging katuwang niya ang mga ito sa pagbaka sa lahat ng uri ng katiwalian. Nauna nang tiniyak ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na hindi siya masasangkot maging ang kanyang pamilya sa korupsyon.
Hindi mo ma-approve or disapprove, ilabas mo. Then give me the reason why. But you should be able also on your end to give them a shopping list. And everything is submitted, and everything is also okay, then issue the permit. It's not time to go corruption, maliliit na bagay. Kawawa eh. Magpunta yan, dagdagan mo kasi maghingi pa yan. Ako basta dyan, wala ako. Zero tolerance ako. Basta ganon. And I showed it by ginawa ko sa immigration. And they were not only close to me, they were my fraternity brothers. But I said, wala akong ano dyan. Wala tayong pinag-usapan dyan.
Hinikayat rin ng Pangulo na maging ugali ng mga Pilipino na magsumbong sa 8888 kung saan ang government station PTV4 ang nagiging sentro ng sumbungan ng bayan.
This has to stop. This has to stop. I will define the timeline sa kasi kawawa talaga ang tao. Naawa ako sa tao. It may be, sabihin niya, pretended sentiment or whatever, but the fact is talagang naawa ako sa tao. Now, I will be harsh this time kasi New Year na. Baski yung, that's why I opened the 8888. Sabihin ko, and I will tell the nation, name the public official, narrate in 3 sentences kung anong kasalanan niya, and I will take over. Wala akong paano, yung graph na yan, wala talaga akong pasensya dyan. Pero pati yung simple neglect sa tao. Walang alibyo ang tao. Year after year, administration after administration, corruption. We might be able to give them a respite sa hirap ng Pilipino. Character, I want yung ano yung sabihin ko, yung akin, whether it is really pleasant or not, that would be your problem, not mine. You know, I ran for the presidency because I wanted to be of some purpose in my life at the end game sa buhay ko. And the reason why I also decided to run was simply because in the horizon, most of the candidates, maybe pati ako, may malaking pagkukulang. And it has something to do about the very important things that the Republic should be able to solve, or at least to minimize. Walang kandidato kasi nagsasalita about Mindanao. And if you would ask all the military guys here, including the officials, nandito si Governor Piñol, if we do not try even to solve the Mindanao issue, it will be the biggest problem of our land and of our children. You know, what you see now as you might have seen before but never realized it, was that itong sa Mindanao was a result of a rising nationalism, a Moro coming to terms with his existence in the land. As I have said repeatedly, almost to the redundancy, that long before Magellan set foot in the lima asawang islands, bilib ako sa buang, 5 ang asawa. Kaya tayo, cannot blame us. Mga minuno natin nagturo. Well, Islam was already thriving in Mindanao for at least, they say that 100 years. I do not believe it. Siguro mga 70. Ako, kasi nung congressman ako, we were touring on congressional repository of the exchanges. Punta ko ng archives. So, about 70. So, nung dumating si Magellan, talagang away. Because may poste na sila doon. And the post was Islam. And dragged on for so many years. And the Americans came, this time with more brutality because of the advent of the new firepower. Cannons, the repeating rifles and everything. So more lethal, more effective, more deaths. Kaya yan ang hindi na nakuha ng taong bayan. Na ito, hindi ito basta na lang mabigyan ng solusyon. Because aside from the fact that everybody there living in Mindanao is interested or are interested to have peace, meron yung record of massacres and everything. And these are not easily forgotten. We, most of the Christians, we always refer to the massacres sa Balilinga, yung Bell doon. Sila maraming massacres in the ensuing years of subjugation. To the point of talagang masakit sa kanila. And this has to be healed. The problem is, be aware that, things might overrun or events might overrun us. Ang problema dito, ganito. Well, yung rising nationalism in some parts of the country for some people, wala na yan. Wala na. It has been overtaken by this ideology of violence and brutality, ISIS. For you who are the Moro here, remember that I intend no bigotry or no lula ko maranaw sa. Yan ang nangyari. Ang ano nito ngayon is, ang problema nandyan ang ISIS, and we have been debating for so long, but we are now one over the opinion in the cabinet that the ISIS ideology is here to stay. They have, some of them, they are competing for recognition. So baka ba ng Lions chapter officially recognized? They are outdoing each other in brutality. The more brutal you are in raising the ideology, the more credentials that you may have for a recognition. So ganun ang nangyari. So we have this problem now of terrorism. Now, it would be nice to ask, bakit malakas ang Cebu sa Mindanao? Kasi ito sila, they are driving the war using Cebu as a fuel. Pati sila mismo. And sa Middle East, it is bruited and recognized na talagang nagsashabu. Kaya dalawa ang problema sa Mindanao. Shabu is being cooked. And the last time, yung mayor, yung vice mayor, actually yung vice mayor na namatay, yung kapatid, pulis ng Maynila yun. They learned the trade here and eventually went back to Mindanao to start their own industry sa Shabu. Yun ang nangyari niyan. Yung iba, driven by pera, yung iba naman sumasakay. And they are throwing Shabu whatever the price. One is really to just lull the mind of the person, complacency or whatever, at nandyan yung Shabu. Yan ang pinaka-delikado. That is the problem that we are facing now. Terrorism, kaya may shutdown. I do not blame the military. If I were you might as well, if you are handling an office, Solicitor General, mag-ano ka na ng two-way. At least kung may network ka, may base ka, you might be able to communicate with your whatever office you're handling. Kasi one of the things really that you should do is to control the transmission of electronic signals. Kaya yan, it's not really my idea. I was just advised that there will be a shutdown. So yan ang problema ngayon. Shabu must end because patay tayo for as long as there is Shabu, the addiction will continue and it will bring us down to the dogs. Ayaw lang maniwala ng iba, but it's a very, 4 million is 4 million. And that is the original number of General Santiago ng PDEA noon, gave you 3. Ito na yung incremental increase. That was about 3-4 years ago. So, it might really be easy just to guess that another 1 million has been added over the years. And 4 million is 4 million. And you know what? The one thing I hate sa Shabu, at talagang galit ako, is because they enslaved our countrymen. Slavery yan eh. And they are slaves sa droga through packets of these mga idioto. Kaya kung sabihin mo patayan, ay anak lang, wag na tayo magbulahan for as long as I'm president. Itong malalaging Shabu dealers, mamamatay talaga to. And the next batch would really be, tatawagin ko yung mga mayors, ilak ko, no, kami lang. Sabihin ko talaga sa kanila. Ayun, ganun kakapal yung pinakita ko sa inyo eh. Hanapin mo yung pangalan mo dyan, mayor. Tangina, pag nandyan yung pangalan mo, may problema pa. Talagang papatayin kita. Either you resign or make a clean breast of everything, come up with the clone nose and we'll talk. Pero kung sabihin mo, I will allow. I might go down the history as the butcher. Eh, bahala kayo. I will not allow my country to, not during my time. At yung sabi mo, panahon ni Duterte maraming patay. Oh yeah, but no. That's why I said when I came over, I asked my security, sabi ko, bakit yung meaning ng purpose? So, why are we here? So we have a purpose. What? To serve government, to serve the people. What else is there to talk about here? Except service to the people. And truly one, no, yung tao naman, hindi na short-change. So we are being paid, we feed our families with the salary we get. Yun ang gusto kong i-ano sa inyo, but not the way I would be presented to the mayors because dito medyo brutal ng konti. Talagang sabi ko, wag ninyo akong lukuhin. Kaya sabi ko, the first thing that I would do is to deprive you of the supervisory powers over the police. Second is I will tanggalin ko lahat ng security mo. Because kung ang syudad nila, there is a thriving Shabu business there. You need to say that you are not working as a mayor. Ay, hindi ko na lang inaanong sarili ko, but look at Davao. Ayoko lang I don't want to pull my own chair, but look at Davao. Most of you have been there. May nakakaproblema ba kayo dyan sa mga druga-druga na? Hindi ako pumayag eh. Pagka pumayag ang mayor, pumayag ang chief of police, patay na ang tao. Yan talaga. Provincial commander, chief of police, ayan. Station commander. Pag yan ang nagkonsabo, kagaya sa nangyari, and we did not know for the life of me that we were already in narco-politics 2 elections ago. Kita mong yung listahan na yan, I'll make it public. Binitawan ko na. So you can get to have a look at who's there and who's not. Hindi natin alam na noon pa pala, mga municipal mayors, itong si Albuera, namatay siya ni walang pakialam. Masabi ng police, lumaban. And then I will stick with the story of the police. Because the police is under me. Why would I dwell on kung niluto ko pa yung kaso, tinawagan ko na si Bit Aguirre, sabi mo sa NBI, sundan na lang yung istorya ng... But I did not also. In fairness, sabi ko sila, but I will stick with the police. Sabi ko, totoo yan kanila. Sabi ko, sila sinasabi nila. And that is one way of protecting. Basta sumunod lang. Go out and hunt for them. Arrest them if still possible. If not, then if he presents a danger to you, puts up a violent resistance, jeopardizing your life, shoot. That has always been my order. Magtanong ka na isang pulis dito kung may sinabi ako na patayin mo yan si Dilima. O patayin mo yung sino. Never order. Kasi sinabi ko lang, remember that I declared war. I did not declare any just police punitive action. No, far from it. Sabi ko, yung sabi, paano itong namatay mo? Oh, precisely this war. Why? Look at the problem. Is it really just a police matter? It has become a national security issue. That is why I had to call in the armed forces to help. Kulang ako ng tao, kulang ako ng lahat. So that's the purpose. My purpose, dito sa buhay na ito. Kung yan ang swerte ko, pasensya. Para sabihin mo na, ousted, kudeta. So be it. Assassinate, so be it. Ihulog ng aeroplano kasi total commercial flight yan. Maraming insurance yan. I take kasi magastos yung jet eh. Ay, nahihiya ako sa tao. Yan ang, tayo dito, isa lang talaga rin ko. We have a purpose really. The purpose is to serve the people. Hanggang ngayon, hindi ko talaga makuha ang butit nandito ka mo. Just first week of December, si Maria, si Andrea rather, Pagcor, gave me a 5 billion check. Right away, sabi ko kay ma'am na, sige ma'am, i-release mo yung 1 billion sa mga tao ngayon na humahawak ng reseta ng doktor na walang mapagbili. Kung ubusin mo yan ngayon because kung may 1 billion ako next month, same ayun. Then kita mo the irony of life. Nag-release ako ng another 1 billion sa mga putang inang mga drugista na ito. Kasi the community-based treatment to rehab there, or whatever's going on there, wala silang pera pambili ng medisina. Just imagine, 1 billion which could have been used for something like feeding the hungry, na napunta sa mga ulol. Hindi ko naman, gusto kong patayin lahat, magkakaroon tayo ng iskandalo. So I had to subsidize also the Pilipino. Sabi ko, ngayon, pero kung magpatuloy itong mga to, nakita na nila, they have a good idea of how it evolve. Nakita na nila kung paano. Na ngayon, kung papasok pa sila dyan, naghahanap talaga sila ng kamatayan. Tapos itong mga human rights, do you want the killing stop immediately tomorrow? Puntahan mo yan sila. Just drop the shabu. Turn your back and walk away from the shabu industry. And tomorrow, it will be heavenly peace. Wala nang mababatay dyan. Yan lang ang deal ko. Itong si Raportor. You know what? I was investigated by the Ombudsman together with the police when I was mayor. They had no findings, but they find 1 month salary yung mga lahat, 27 of them. All those years na mayor ako, lahat na dumaan sa Davao Chief of Police were fined. Kasi wala silang makuha except neglect of duty. Then the rapporteur, Philip Alston, of the United Nations Commission on Human Rights, went to Davao. We had a long talk. Tapos nilecturean ko rin siya na, you do not just come here to of course, I have every reason also to talk back at you. Tapos, wala. Din dilemma, human rights siya. Inulit na naman niya. Wala. Secretary of Justice siya. Wala. Ngayon, ipa-imbestiga ako ng rapporteur. Umalis kayo, sipain kita, putang ina mo. Kung gano'n yan, binababoy mo ako eh. I mean, they should realize that they have been at it for so long a time. Why bug me with so many investigations after investigation? Ako talagang masama. I do not care if you are Obama o si Ban Ki-moon. Isa ka pa. You just don't reprimand me in public for something as serious as a problem. You know, when you begin to tinker with it, to si Obama, nitpicking, you are trivializing the problem. 4 million slaves thrown to slavery, drugs, and you trivialize the whole thing by just asking why there are about 1,000, 2,000. Pabutin mo na ng 50 mil. I have a serious problem here. Why do you... Hindi na alam kung gaano kasama ng tama sa bayan yan. I hold it as an article of faith that for as long as there is trouble, there is disorder in the community, nothing but nothing will follow. Look at Davao. From a wasteland, pinilit ko sarili ko. I have my own political philosophy. Ganyan dyan silang taga Davao. Pinilit ko talaga. Sabi ko, do not destroy my country because I will kill you. And do not tinker with our youth because we need them to run this country after us. And I insisted on my own. Kung kita mo Davao is hitting 9%, the highest in the country. Titignan mo ang Davao, nakakalakad ka kung gabi, pero at a price. Ngayon, sabihin ninyo, paano ko ginawa? Secret yan. Hindi ba pwede sabihin yung magmiya kulpa ka dito, sir? Well, that's it. Ang ano ko lang, ma'am, is may isang nagreklamo. They were following the... Wala daw itong director. I don't know if it's regional. No? But kindly just re-echo or echo the warning. You know, ang cabinet, I just gave them 1 month. They used to handle it 2 months, 3 months, 1 year. NEDA, in particular. Meron kami yung application namin sa train, simple train. And even just to tell me that it is not viable. Wala akong communications hanggang ngayon. It's how inept and di ko maintindihan. Kaya sa ipanahon ninyo, I gave you 1 month. ilabas ninyo yan, whatever it is. Total, computerized naman yan. Marami naman tayong empleyado. Then, yung dito sa baba, hindi ko pa tapos, nag-draft pa. Yung mga business permit sa local. I have every right to intervene. Supervisory. Itong mga supervision how to handle yung wala namang discretion yan. So, 3 days. Electrical connections, 3 days. Kasi dito sa sa baba, electrical permit, pagpunta mo sa bumbero, pabilihan ka ng fire extinguisher. Kung ano-anong, and it takes about forever really to do it. This has to stop. This has to stop. I will define the timeline sa kasi kawawa talaga ang tao. Naawa ako sa tao. It may be, sabihin ninyo, pretended sentiment or whatever, but the fact is talagang naawa ako sa tao. Now, I will be harsh this time kasi New Year na. Baski yung, that's why I opened the 8888. Sabihin ko, and I will tell the nation, name the public official, narrate in 3 sentences kung anong kasalanan niya, and I will take over. Wala akong yung graph na yan, wala talaga akong pasensya dyan. Pero pati yung simple neglect sa tao. Walang alibyo ang tao. Year after year, administration after administration, corruption. We might be able to give them a respite sa hirap ng Pilipino. So, yan na lang muna ngayon, pending the completion of so many. But I would like to plead to you na yung huwag naman patagalan. Yung mismong 3-4 days, ako sa Davao kasi, business permit, 3 days. Kung hindi mo ma-approve or disapprove, ilabas mo. Then give me the reason why. But you should be able also on your end to give them a shopping list. And everything is submitted, and everything is also okay, then issue the permit. It's not time to go corruption, maliliit na bagay. Kawawa eh. Magpunta yan, dagdagan mo kasi maghingi pa yan. Ako basta dyan, wala ako. Zero tolerance ako. Basta ganon. And I showed it by ginawa ko sa immigration. And they were not only close to me, they were my fraternity brothers. What I said, wala akong dyan. Wala tayong pinag-usapan dyan. And tayo, kasama naman, lahat tayo, dito si General Bahaya, Sir, si Maram tagal man tayo nagsama. Ni minsan, yung dumaan ng Davao o taga Davao, ni minsan, wala akong hiningi na pabor na tagilid. Ni minsan, wala akong nilakad para sa taong. Yan lang ang ipagmayabang ko. I may not really be the ideal public official that you'd want me to be. Sabi, hindi raw statesman. Putang ang statesman. Ang kinuha ko law, there's no such degree as statesman. Wag mo ipilit mo sa akin ang gano'n statesman. Wala ka namang ginawa sa bayan mo. Hindi na bali, hindi ako statesman. Basta patay lang lahat yung mga gagong drug lord dyan. Talagang mamamatay ka. Sigurado yan. Mabihin ko talaga, kayo mga drug lord, kayong 1 tonelada doon sa Nuwan, kung nandito ako sa Maynila, at may tumawag, sir, mayroon dito, talhin kita sa likod sa apartment, barilin kita doon. Tapos sabihin ko, sino gustong sumunod? Totoo. Ganon karami, 1 toneladang shabu. Putang ina, you are ripe for the kill. Huwag mo akong tunat. Kaya nga sabi nito, classmate ko si Ruben Lopez. Ano? Nung graduate na kami, may binaril ako na tao. Tapos, hindi ako makagraduate. Class 72 ako. Hindi ako pinasali sa graduation. Kasi may binaril nga ako. Tapos na, I don't know, marami sa atin mga dumaan tayo kay Solidom.